All right, so this Knife Thoughts video is going to be a little different than normal, not just because I'm in front of the camera here, but also I'm not really going to be talking about any specific knife. Rather, I wanted to make a video, and I've been wanting to make a video for a while, since the start of the year here, about what my plans are for Knife Thoughts in 2022. So I have been doing Knife Thoughts for a while, and I kind of have felt like I wasn't making any improvement progress on the things that I was doing for a while. And really that's okay, because I didn't start Knife Thoughts for it to be a, business or a career, certainly, but just because I love knives. I was getting a lot of knives, had a lot of thoughts on knives, and so I figured it would be good to do kind of like a public journal, videos, the blog, and also because I thought it could help some people, especially in the realm of GEC and traditional knives, where there's not a whole lot of information out there about them, and there's a lot of history that could be out there. So I'd felt like I hadn't been making any real changes to what I was doing for a long time, and there's a few things that I would like to do. So first of all, I want to talk about some of the big things that I would like to do as part of Knife Thoughts in 2022. The first of those is I'd like to make some higher quality videos. So I have tried this in the past to not a lot of success in my opinion, but I'd like to make better edited videos. I'm not going to do away with the tabletop reviews, which is almost completely what I've done so far. I will continue to do those, but I'd like to also do some not tabletop, so showing the knife, using the knife, and talking about the knife in like a voiceover. Just to do a little shout out, I really enjoy Advanced Knife Bros videos, always have, and so I'm kind of inspired by his editing. Probably won't be that exact style, but just kind of what I'm shooting for. It's a long ways off, but I do really enjoy that type of video. Another creator that I really like their videos, it's not in knives, it's in flashlights, but Luxwad makes some videos that are really, really cool with the editing. And again, I'm a long ways off from either of that quality, but that's what I want to kind of shoot for. And another thing that I'd like to do is teach myself how to use some software, specifically Fusion, so that I can design knives myself. I have a lot of ideas for knives. I have for a long time. I've made sketches of knives. I did a lot when I was in college and stuff, but I've never really gone the whole way through with teaching myself to do it, you know, on the computer. So I would like to do that, and I think it's a good challenge for me. Also, it would just be a good skill to have in general for, life outside of knives also. And then one last thing that I'd like to do is start making knives again. So again, when I was in college, I made some knives, really, really rudimentary setup. I had like a hand sander that I viced vertical and would use that to grind the knives, and I had a very, very dangerous drill press. Sorry about my dog's barking in the background there, but very dangerous drill press, and basically used my Dremel instead of a bandsaw. I got a bandsaw, it didn't work. But anyway, I'd like to get back into that, back into knife making. Mostly stock removal. I have done a little bit of forging also. I had an old blacksmith forge hand crank deal for a while, and really enjoyed it. It was fun, made some knives with that, but I think I'll focus on the stock removal. So hoping to get back into that. Those are some of the big things for Knife Thoughts, and I do see it all as part of Knife Thoughts, because I think Knife Thoughts is just my, experiences in the knife community. And then another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is I'm interested in what you would like to see video wise mostly, but also, general content like Instagram posts and blog articles from me, Knife Thoughts, because I am really interested in what my current, viewers like to see. I think a lot of what I started out with was almost, not exclusively, but primarily traditional knives and gradation cutlery knives. And so I've moved a little bit less exclusive to that in the last year or two, something like that. I've always liked modern knives also, but just doing a little bit more content on them. So I'm interested, where my viewers or followers or whatever, people that enjoy Knife Thoughts, sit in, what they like to see. So I definitely would like to hear from all of you about that in the comments. And speaking of that, I if you've seen my videos recently, you probably know that I've had some disappointment with some of the knives I've received, mostly the traditional knives. And it's been frustrating because I haven't really had that. I mean, I've always not been a fan of blade wrap and proud tips, and I've gotten them in the past, but not as much, I guess, as recently, or I haven't been as satisfied with the new knives that I've gotten recently. And it kind of gives me a bad feeling, so I don't really want to do that as much. Now, it's not to say that I'm not going to buy traditional knives or Great Eastern Cutlery knives. Certainly I still will get them and write about them and make videos about them, but maybe a little bit less than I have for a long time. Certainly I still carry them. I've got a Great Eastern Cutlery number 86 2AB Barlow in my pocket, but I just, I get other knives, something like this knife. This is a Sencut. Oh, I keep Acumen. I keep saying Actium, but Sencut Acumen, and this is an under $50 knife. It's really, really well made, and I don't know. Even among modern knives, I guess I have the feeling that sometimes the value hasn't been there. I almost slipped there on the higher end stuff. So Spydercos that are now significantly more in price than they were even last year, which they raise prices every year, but I don't think that I think that's gone beyond inflation. But they're significantly more expensive, and it makes it kind of hard to see as much value on those knives when you can get other knives, some USA made from less big brands, but mostly not USA made, that are really, really well made knives, have a lot of the same features, maybe not quite as high-end materials, but in some cases they do, for a lot less expensive. It makes it just feel less of a good value to get those. Now, I appreciate things being made in the USA. I certainly do, but that only goes so far, and I don't have unlimited funds, unfortunately, at least not for, well, in general, but definitely not for knives. So I guess I have in 2021 been doing a good number of video on knives like the one in my pocket here. It's knowing a little bit more, but I probably will continue that. So I hope that people enjoy that. I make videos on things that I enjoy, videos that I think on things that I think have the value, and just kind of follow that. I don't really, very, very rarely do I get a knife or make a video on a knife just because it's popular or it's trendy or anything like that. I usually only do videos and articles and things on knives that I'm genuinely interested in and think present a good value, or at least seem like they will enough that I buy it. And I'm going to continue that. I'm not going to do things just because it's what everybody else is getting. There are a lot of knives that I want that are probably, I guess, out of my price range now. And I've almost bought a lot of the trendy, sprint runs and things like that. Benchmade just did a sprint run or exclusive of the Bug Out with Work Sharp in black and yellow, which is, I work in Pittsburgh and it's the colors of Pittsburgh, and I wanted to get it. I actually almost bought it. I went through and I was like, I don't like the Bug Out. It's just not a knife that really does it for me. So why would I buy this? And I'm gonna try to keep with that, stay true to what I actually like. So just some thoughts on what's coming from Knife Thoughts here in 2022. If you enjoy Knife Thoughts, I hope you keep following along. I certainly appreciate everyone who has watched or read or scrolled through any of the stuff that I've put up so far. It's been really fun. It's been interesting. It's been a good learning experience for me also. So hopefully it continues with that. And 2022 is another great year for knives. But if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, do comment with what you're interested in seeing from Knife Thoughts, and any other thoughts you have. Also, I'm interested to hear what knives you're looking forward to here in 2022, things like that. I might even put a list of some of the things I'm interested in the description, just kind of to show you where I'm looking. But anyway, give the video a thumbs up, check out my other stuff. The links are all in the description, and as always, don't forget to go out and do good.